Radio TTS askReddit type story with Mr. Greatstory. Ladies on Reddit, what was the dumbest thing a guy said after sex? He told me, with all the sincerity in the world as some weird compliment, you would make a great single mother. I had sex with a guy I dated for a few months and afterwards he said your vagina is smaller than other vaginas I've had sex with. I just responded with thanks. I wasn't sure if it was a compliment, criticism, or a mere observation. Oh boy, I was hooking up with this guy in his on-campus apartment, which he shared with his brother. Brother wasn't home, so we were doing the do with the bedroom door open. Not smart anyway. Brother comes home in the middle of it, sees straight through the hallway into the room. He fumbles around and then leaves. I'm embarrassed and kinda want to get out of there, but he wants to finish. So I think what the hell, his brother left anyway so why not? I wonder if he's close to coming so I ask, are you close? And he responds with, yeah, we are brothers. Mind if I hit this? And then he pulled out a vape pen he'd hidden under the bed. My bed. Specifically for this reason. Edit, he was not being ironic. He also dumped me 4 times. I was young and dumb for a girl that lived in Norway and used to bring a box of wine and an avocado to parties. Just for himself. He'd eat it while he tried to find people to fight. Ellie, if you're reading this, thanks for the Reddit fame. He played I Just Had Sex by the Lonely Island while on the phone with his best friend. With me still in bed when we just lost our virginities to each other. I think I miss my ex. Hey, don't tell anyone about last night. I get enough shit for being vegan. A phrase that has stuck with me for 10+ years. Not so much dumb as just cruel. I was snuggling with my boyfriend in the afterglow and I looked up at him and asked, what are you thinking about? Thinking he would say something sweet. This bitch deadass looks down at me and says mudflaps. Edit, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. My boyfriend had just bought a truck, so he was thinking about accessories a lot. I wasn't even mad. I laughed and then he laughed, and we just laughed for like 10 minutes at the dumbness of it. Okay, are we done? I guess he was too afraid to ask whether or not I came, and that was his way of doing it. Years ago I had a roommate/best friend, M, who right after sex told his girlfriend he thought they shouldn't see each other anymore. I heard a thud and then a scream in a high-pitched squeal. WTF do you mean from across the house? He later told me he was going to tell her, but she was in the mood and he didn't want to interrupt her. So he waited until they were finished. I was like, dude, no. His window was open during the deed, and when we got done he closed it and said I really hope someone heard that. Dumb and shitty. I guess you can only fuck so many people before you realize you still hate yourself. Not so much after but during, but the very first time I had sex with my ex, we were both virgins at the time. He straight up said, are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I stayed with him about a year after that, so I guess I was feeling it. A guy once said you're welcome after he was finished. It was quick and so uneventful I was just completely shocked. Like thanks dude for fucking me? I just started laughing and I never hooked up with him again. Me, gives blowjob. Guy, did you come babe? Nothing, he just started playing League of Legends. Cuddling in the afterglow, him gazing adoringly at my nude body, whispers, I've just never seen boobs as small as yours. Edit, my goodness. Thanks for all the kind words from small boob owners and aficionados. My ex-boyfriend said to me during our first and only sexual encounter shit my stepdad's home. Before he ran to his ensuite bathroom to hide, he left me lying there naked and really pissed. My boyfriend has a quick draw problem, which is honestly fine 80% of the time to me. It bothers him though, and I cannot get the poor guy to stop saying sorry nearly every time. He's attentive in the foreplay, so it's really all good, but stop saying sorry 0.0002 seconds after you nut. Edit, thanks everyone for the suggestions on using a numbing cream. Reiterating that I'm very content with our sex life, and for those who mentioned I judge him, you missed 99% of my comment. Also, I fucking pray that my boyfriend never finds my Reddit account. Oopsie daisy, after he finished too quickly. He didn't say it, but afterwards he grabbed his phone and went on a tracking app and tracked that he had sex that day. Wow, I love my boyfriend, but he says the dumbest stuff, especially right after sex. Highlights include, "You feel so dense right now. I've never felt more like there's a man lying on me. I have so many thoughts running through my head right now. I wish I'd learned more yo-yo tricks." And when I told him to stop playing with my nipple, just imagine my finger is a tiny Zamboni. My boyfriend's brain goes into this weird hyperfocus mode as soon as he comes, so I'll be laying on him catching my breath hoping to continue the fun, and he'll blurt out something, like I ordered some things to put in my yard to attract crows. I hope they like them. I've done a lot of research on attracting and befriending crows, but I wonder if they'd prefer something more like a game or some kind of water feature. He kind of dipped in, nutted, went to roll over to sleep. I told him I wasn't done yet, and his response, "So, okay. Do you want a back rub?" I kind of wanted to come my dude, but okay. I will add, I found out later his ex had depression and her medication made it so she couldn't orgasm. So to make it even he would give her a back rub after. He was being nice. It was just weird at the moment as someone who was capable and interested in finishing. My partner will sometimes slap my ass afterward and say good game. It always gives me a laugh. Edited to at, I told my boyfriend that this blew up overnight and all he had to say was "You're welcome" with a shit-eating grin. Dude tried to give me a compliment by saying "You have plumpy pussy lips." Dude did not realize that was borderline weird to say. I started laughing. I was cuddling a guy after sex one time and he told me he was leaking testosterone all over me. My first time I said, "That was not as good as I thought." "You don't feel like warm apple pie," to which I said, "How do you know what apple pie feels like?" No answer to that one. "Are you a lesbian?" Got asked this from an FWB since I did not come, and he thought of himself as a sex god, so that was his logical conclusion. Edit. Thank you all for the responses. We were not FWB for long for obvious reasons, and when I got the question I was so flabbergasted and a little bit drunk, I just stuttered a no. I could have used you guys for a clever comeback. "I bet I just rocked your world." He did not. Edit. Thank you for all the upvotes and hilarious comments. You've made my terrible hookup feel worth it now. My ex-belly laughed incredibly loud for like 30 seconds after we finished the first time. It turned out that climaxing just had that effect on him. It was cute and always made me bring my A game. I wanted to get a big laugh always. New to sex me. Whoa, that was, whoa. I think some of my sweat dripped on your face. Yup. Not dumbest but by far funniest. My husband, back when we were dating, one night had asked for a handy. I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. I started, and maybe a couple of minutes into it, I realized I was set to end up with a mess and no way of cleaning without just running out of the room. I stopped and said BRB and ran to grab a box of tissues from the living room. We finish and I grab a tissue and clean my hand up, and he gives me this stupid look and says, "Guess those tissues really came in handy, eh?" I still laugh about it. It was dumb and personally I thought hilarious. Not after. During. He stopped me while I was performing an ice act for him, and he said, "Wait, what was your name again?" Eater from a comment down the thread. This was not a stranger. We were in middle school and high school together. Our graduating class was under 100. We had taken a couple of college courses together and had worked together on several group projects. The entire thing was absurd. I was less offended and more shocked that he thought that was a good time to ask. It did not ruin the day and I definitely laughed long and hard about it. After 6, my guy collapsed on top of me. When he pulled back, our sweaty chest somehow made a small suction squelch noise. His romantic next words? "He boob farts." He laughed so hard at my reaction he snorted. I just wanted to know what it felt like to have sex with a virgin. Then he got dressed, left, and never spoke to me again. My first sucked. Edit. Holy fuck. Where did you all come from? I woke up to awards, comments, PMs, and so much love and support. I'm utterly flawed. Thank you. Wow. Backstory. Younger me was totally convinced of her complete lack of attractive qualities, stupid lack of confidence or understanding of self-worth. We were both in the Navy, and I was 18, still a virgin, and kinda desperate to get over it, and he was 22 and far more worldly than my sheltered stupid ass. He was a guy that I worked with, and we flirted constantly. He was really nice, and we would talk for hours and hang out every free moment we had. He asked me out, and he took me out for dinner at a restaurant in a hotel. I didn't think anything of that. I was very naive. One thing and another and you'll know how it ends. I was pretty devastated at first. I thought he actually liked me, but I got a lot better at spotting bullshit after that. I was more discerning the next time and most of my relationships and sexual encounters have been good or great. I sincerely hope he grew the fuck up and figured his shit out. One time my husband and I were doing the deed with me on top. He pulls me close, puts his face in the crook of my neck, and as he came, he unintentionally made the most hilarious wet fart mouth noise on my neck that I have ever heard. If he didn't have such a grip on me, I would have literally fallen off from how much I was laughing. And then it got worse, because he was laughing too, but he was still sort of in the aftershock of coming, didn't move his mouth, and it became a mouth fart laugh, which made me laugh even harder. It was so stupid, but it still makes me smile. When I lost my virginity I cried, and the guy just sat there and legit stared at me with a completely unconcerned look on his face while he was eating a giant peppermint stick. He at least offered me some of the peppermint stick. Edit. I don't know why I cried. He didn't hurt me or anything. It was just emotional. And I cry when movies get to happy sometimes. I'm just emo like that I guess. Lol. I don't have the patience to make you come. Excuse me? I just spent 25 minutes or maybe more killing my throat and jaw by trying to get you off with only my mouth. Because you didn't tell me you didn't have any condoms, and also decided to be too lazy to get some by yourself like the adult you are, and you don't want to even touch me a little? This guy also asked me if I came after he had sex with me for 5 minutes, maybe less, without foreplay. It's okay to be bad at sex. It's okay to come quickly, but at least show your girl that her pleasure matters too. Damn. Edit. I guess I should add here that I am, of course, no longer with this guy. The relationship was absolutely pitiful, but that kind of stuff looked normal to me because of the previous relationship that I can qualify as worse. I'm with a better man now, no worries. Thank you for watching. Tell me which one was your favorite. Like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more. The next video will be even more interesting. You are a legend.